Okay, hello. Welcome back to our live. My name is Teacher Judith. I was here from noon today. We were going through a couple of chapters of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So if you would like to continue reading with us, I do continue doing this every week, except probably next week because our March holiday programs are next week. So if anybody would like to sign up for those last minute, please do let us know. Okay, it'll be really useful oral programs as well as paper 2s for the upper primary. So today we are going through, as you can see on my screen, this is booklet B of the P6 prelim paper from Rosyth School last year. Okay, I will go through some other sections of the booklet A if there's time, but we will mostly focus on the booklet B portion today. Yeah. Hello. How do I address you? What will your name be? But my day is going pretty well so far. It is, quite a peaceful day in where we are today. Just came back from lunch, so hopefully all of you have had your lunch as well. Okay. I would definitely recommend if you're going to do any sort of work, even if it's revision, please never do it on an empty stomach. Okay, at least get like a glass of milk or tea and a biscuit or something because you need energy, okay? Don't be doing schoolwork and everything without any food if you can help it. Yeah. We will wait for actually not quite. We can start. Oh yes, before we go on, as you can see there's a lot of prizes and a lot of fancy things on the table right now. Some things that I'm sure you guys would want. Basically, there was a campaign from November till February for a lucky draw. So this prize on the table, like you can, if you're still interested to join our programs, please definitely do. But at this time, you will no longer be able to enter the lucky draw because the list of participants have already been finalized. So the draw will be happening tomorrow. So the people who entered the lucky draw will be invited to watch live tomorrow so they can see if they've won something. But yeah, so these prizes are not new. They've already been assigned to people, okay? So this preparation is actually for tomorrow. But yeah, looks very interesting, right? So you should definitely keep an eye out because WoW can be quite generous with the things they give away every so often, so be mindful, keep a watchful eye for that. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Hello Rachel, Oreo, Felix Youngbok. I see a Stray Kids fan. Okay, hello, welcome. Yes, how are you? Thank you for joining. So I guess we'll start. Okay, so let's take a look at our booklet B from Rosyth School. Okay, we'll be going through the grammar close portion together. Yes, so I hope you will answer it together with me. Okay, so if you have any input, if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments and I will do my best to check. Okay, as well as our lovely moderators here today. Okay, so let's give it a read first of all. It's always good to read some of the lines to get context before you start answering the questions. Okay, so it is common to see detectives use lie detectors when interrogating suspects on television or in the movies. Did you know blank, the earliest lie detector, the polygraph machine, was invented in 1902 by James Mackenzie. It was not blank that John Larson, a medical student, invented the modern lie detector. Blank, 1924, the lie detector has been used widely in police investigations. So now we get some context, right? So today we're talking about lie detectors and detectives and the things they need to do to interrogate suspects, okay? So let's look at the blank number 29. Again, when you are answering the blank, even for your compre close, okay, I will always suggest making sure you read the line before, the line of the blank, and the line after to really give you context to see if there are any clues that you can find to help you answer the question. Okay, so It is common to see detectives use lie detectors when interrogating suspects on television or in the movies. Did you know blank, the earliest lie detector, the polygraph machine, was invented in 1902 by James Mackenzie? Anybody has any idea what the answer for number 29 could be? No? Okay, well, let's actually take a look at our clues before we even get there. Okay, so the earliest lie detector is the clue that we're looking at for this blank. Okay, Reiko says P. Okay. XNGZ. I'm not quite sure what your initials stand for. If you could tell me your name, that'd be great. Okay, you said Q. When? Okay, so let's try and use those two answers and see if we can get it. Okay, did you know what is P? When the... Oh, both of you say when. Sorry, you meant question 29. Yes, got it. Okay, did you know when the earliest lie detector, the polygraph machine, was invented in 1902 by James Mackenzie? Now, the answer to a when question would require a date of some sort, right? But this has already been given in the sentence. So it's not a when question. So definitely not that. Okay? So if we're looking at the statement, okay, they're actually using a question form to give you information, right? So did you know the earliest lie detector, the polygraph machine, was invented in 1902 by James Mackenzie? Okay, so somebody else has an answer. You almost fooled me. Is your name actually notification in this on TikTok? You know what? I like it. Yes, hi notification. Yes, the answer is L. Okay, L. That. Correct, because we are giving a statement here. Okay, did you know that the earliest lie detector, the polygraph machine, was invented in 1902 by James Mackenzie? It was not blank that John Larson, a medical student, invented the modern lie detector. Full stop. Okay, so for the next one, let's look at clues again. Actually, let me use this too. Okay, let's look at clues again. It was not 1921. Okay, so now they're giving us a date again. So we're using this to give us more information. Okay, oh, sorry. Yeah, so whatever word we're looking for pertains to this 1921. So it was not blank 1921 that John Larson, a medical student, invented the modern lie detector. So we're saying that there has has been passed, right? Between the invention of the polygraph machine, 1902, and 1921, the invention of the modern lie detector. So because we are having a date range, what answer could we have here? So Izzy Daisy says N. What is N? Let's look. Correct. Until. Oh, no. Too many things happening here, my bad. Okay. N. Until. You are correct. Okay, it was not until 1921 that this modern lie detector was invented. Okay, blank 1924. The lie detector has been used widely in police investigations. So notice they say has been used. So this is suggesting that it's not in the past, but it's actually still continuing to be used. Okay, thank you Izzy Daisy for participating and joining our live. Notification as well, Reiko, okay, as well as again XNGZ84. Thank you for joining. Okay, so here, so we're talking about passage of time, but we're still using it. So we haven't stopped this practice. We're still using the model lie detector. Okay, so here we can actually say that because it's from a specific time period, so since, from 1929 until now, So the answer we're looking for would be since, which is here, K. Since 1924, the lie detector has been used. Wait, you said F. Let's take a look, okay? You wouldn't be incorrect, but typically the word from, we will be using it in grammar terms, right? Usually we say from to, right? So a more correct answer we can use here would be since. Okay, but it wouldn't be necessarily incorrect. So, but also grammar, it really depends on the context of the sentence. But based on this sentence that we have, because there's no other continuation to something, okay, so from would not be the best suited answer. Yeah. So let's look at this next paragraph, okay? Blank, a person lies. The act of lying causes a certain amount of stress on the body that results in physical changes. A series of different sensors, blank first attached to the body, full stop. As the polygraph measures changes, blank breathing and blood pressure, the data is recorded. Okay. So blank, a person lies. The act of lying causes a certain amount of stress. So this again talks about a specific moment in time. Okay. So blank, a person lies. Any idea? Hello, Melody. Welcome. Juliana, welcome to the live. Thank you for joining us today. P, when, exactly, P, right? So when a person lies. When a person lies, the act of lying causes a certain amount of stress on the body that results in physical changes. Good job. Yes. A series of different sensors, blank first attached to the body. Okay, so here, now they are talking about the science behind this, right? So they're saying that when a person lies, this happens, right? So they are showing us how the machine is used and why it can be used to detect lies. Okay, so how is this happening? So a series of different sensors, blank first attached to the body. First. Okay, so then as the polygraph measures changes, blank breathing and blood pressure, the data is recorded. So they're telling us exactly how this machine is used to give us this data to find out, if a person is lying. So what can we use for number 33? Okay, so here a series of different sensors, okay, we would say are first attached to the body. Because a series, okay, so are first attached to the body. As the polygraph measures changes, okay, so also here, take note. So if you say polygraph measures change or changes, okay, you would typically just say measures change. But here, the changes pertains to the next word. Okay, so they're saying the polygraph measures something specific, which is changes blank breathing, blood pressure. Okay, so changes what breathing? As the polygraph measures, we would say this comes together. So we're saying that the polygraph measures changes blank. Okay, breathing and blood pressure, all these things come together. So it might sound a little bit disjointed when you're listening to it, because that's what I realized when I was reading out loud. Okay, when I say as the polygraph measures changes, you would immediately want to say there's an error here, that is as the polygraph measures change, right? But the polygraph, but the word measures here is talking about it's recording these changes. So what are the changes, right? So changes, here we would say, typically you might say correct, easy, good job. So in, okay, changes in. You could even say changes to, but there's not that option, right? So changes in breathing. In breathing and blood pressure, the data is recorded. Okay, good job. During a lie detector test, the operator will ask a series of control questions that determine the pattern of how blank individual responds when giving true or false answers. Okay, the actual questions are then asked along blank other irrelevant questions. The test lasts for about 2 hours, during which the experts interpret the data obtained. Okay, so the purpose of using the control questions here, right, is to give us a baseline, right? What are the changes in the person's body and behavior, and that the polygraph can detect when they are answering correctly towards when they are answering correctly versus when they are lying. Okay, so 2 things. So determine the pattern of how what individual. Number 35. Let's look. How it's supposed to highlight when as well. Okay, so control questions that determine the pattern of how an individual, exactly, right? Because here n, because we are using a vowel here, so it has to be n and not a. So how an individual responds when giving true or false answers. The actual questions are then asked along blank other irrelevant questions. Along what other? Okay, we would say this is a phrasal verb. These are words that come together. Yes, along with, exactly. Okay, along with. Along with other irrelevant questions. The test lasts for about 2 hours, during which the experts interpret the data obtained. So interpret here means to figure out, right, what the data actually means. Okay, they try to dissect it. Okay, despite its extensive use, the lie detector remains controversial. So controversial here means that there is a lot of debate or unrest about its use. Okay, whether a lot of people, there are a lot of people who don't agree with it or don't like it, and there's a lot of people who do agree with it and do like it. Okay, so the lie detector remains controversial, blank psychologists. So they are saying the psychologists are the people who feel that it's controversial. Remains controversial, specifically to do with the psychologists though. Any ideas? Izzy, if you can help us with what is this? Number 37. Hello M, welcome to the live. Sumi-san, welcome as well. Among, you are correct. Exactly, among psychologists. Okay? Which suggests that psychologists themselves, not everybody agrees that the use of this is a good thing. Okay? This is because it has been suggested that facial expressions and body language blank be better ways of determining if someone is lying or telling the truth. So go for it. Any ideas for number 38? So they're saying that there is a different tool that can be used, right? So previously in the polygraph measures changes in breathing and blood pressure. But they're saying here this is because it has been suggested that facial expressions and body language blank be better ways of determining if someone is lying or telling the truth. Yes, good job, Izzy. Yes. Okay, May. May be better ways of determining if someone is lying or telling the truth. This is why forensic evidence is still important in finding out if someone is guilty of a crime, which is why they cannot solely rely on polygraph tests. Okay? Okay, good job. You pretty much got all of it, I think, right? Except the first one. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, now we're looking at the editing portion. So this is something that even I know quite a few of my P5, P6 students sometimes get confused with. Okay, so here it is 12 marks, which means we have 12 blanks, right, to get through. And typically they would have an equal number of spelling grammar errors. Not entirely certain, but most of the time we can expect that. Okay, so we need to just, this is something I will mention. A lot of my students do this. So typically when they see a word that feels incorrect or they cannot identify if it's a grammar or a spelling error, they sometimes feel the need to change the word entirely, which is not what we want to do, okay? So typically in this exercise, we're just trying to figure out if there is a spelling error that we need to amend or we're using the wrong grammar, okay? So you need to identify this and not, so when it's, for example, a grammar error, right? So let's say we are using the word from instead of between, okay, for example. That's, in that case, yes, it's a word change because it's the wrong grammar and therefore the wrong error, wrong word to use. But in terms of if it's a spelling error or if it's a larger, let's say an adjective or something like that, a descriptive word, we're not changing the entire word. We're only changing the spelling, okay? So make sure you are train yourself to identify these errors and never try to just change the word entirely, okay? So let's look at the first paragraph, okay? Lily felt sleepy after a satisfying dinner with her parents. As they were driving home on the expressway, she quiet wished her father would drive more quickly so she could get to bed sooner. Yet, her sleepiness vanished abruptly when she spotted a motionless figure sprawled by the roadside with a motorcycle beside it. Sorry, this one should be the underlined word. Okay, so first one, number 39. What is wrong with this? As they were driving home on the expressway, she quiet wished her father. Yes, Moonlight, hello, welcome. You are right, it is quietly. Okay? So it's the word form that is wrong, right? So we can say that this is a grammar error. Okay, good job. Yet her sleepiness vanished abruptly when she spotted a motionless figure. So what's wrong with this word? Hello, Uncle John, welcome. And Izzy, yes, you're both correct. Moonlight, also correct. Abruptly. Okay, because this is a spelling error. So we're using this in the context of being quickly woken. Quickly and urgently. Okay, it vanished, her sleepiness vanished abruptly when she spotted a motionless figure sprawled by the roadside with a motorcycle beside it. Immediately, her father pulled out. They hurried over to the casualty. The motorcyclist was conscious but groaning softly. Okay, immediately her father pulled what? What is the word here? This suggests that they've been in a car, right? So what is the expression we're going to use? Yes, pulled over, not pulled out. Okay, over. So he stopped the car by the side of the road and they hurried over to the casualty. Hello, Tatalin. Casualty. Thank you, Uncle John. Yes, correct. Casualty. Okay, spelling error. Okay, the casualty is the injured person. Okay, over to the casualty, the victim of this incident. The motorcyclist was conscious but groaning softly. How do you spell conscious? Yes, thank you, Izzy. Conscious. Okay, spelling error. Yes, everybody got it. Thank you, Uncle John, Tatalin, Moonlight. You failed your English, are you sure? I think you're doing well so far. Okay, maybe if you stick with us through this live, if you can get everything right, maybe not so much. Okay, I think your English will be fine. Okay, Lily's mother called for an ambulance while her father comforted the victim with reassure words. Lily simply held his hand, hoped to give him some comfort. So, number 44. What do we change? Yes, you all got it right. Reassuring, right? It's the word form again here that's wrong. Reassuring. Okay? Lily simply held his hand, hoped to give him some comfort. So number 45, hoping. Correct. Hoping to give him some comfort. Again, another grammar error. So now so far we have had, let's look. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 grammar errors and 3 spelling errors. Okay, so there's still another 5 questions to go. Let's look. Okay, their apprehension eased when they heard the distant wail of the ambulance siren approaching. Before attending to the injured motorcyclist, the paramedics rushed him to the hospital for emergency treatment. Apprehension. Yes, so this is a spelling error. Do you all know what apprehension means though? Okay, their apprehension eased when they heard the distant wail of the ambulance. Hello Ruth, hello Undefeated. Oh, my screen went dark. Okay. Yeah, so the apprehension here is when they're talking about an ambulance and a casualty, it's usually the anxiety, right? The uncertainty of the fear of something bad happening next. Okay, so the apprehension eased. Okay, it got better when they heard the distant wail of the ambulance siren approaching. Before attending to the injured motorcyclist, the paramedics rushed him to the hospital for emergency treatment. So, yes, Moonlight is the wrong word, right? Not before. Okay, the point of the paramedics being there is to attend to the casualty with immediate effect, right? So after checking on them, okay, the paramedics rushed him to the hospital for emergency treatment. Emergency, correct. Okay, spelling error. This was a grammar error. Treatment. Lily and her parents provided their statements to the police. Relief that they had been able to aid someone in distress. So what's wrong with this word? Yes, Uncle John, thank you. It's relieved. Moonlight as well, relieved. So again, it's the word form. Okay, relieved that they had been able to aid someone in distress. The incident reminded Lily and her family of the importance of being vigilant and assisting those in need. This is especially so during unforeseen circumstances. Yes, exactly. Good job. Vigilant. Okay? That means they have to stay alert, right? When something, in order to assist other people. Good job. So pretty much, I mean, yeah, that's a full 12 marks. So it can be pretty easy sometimes, but again, we always have to take note of a few things, right? The two things that I mentioned earlier. So always trying to ensure that you're not just changing the word entirely. Okay, look for the error. Okay, if it's really a spelling error, then there's no word change, only spelling changes. But if it's a grammar error, yeah, a lot of the time you either change the word into something else, like from to, between other words, okay, after, before, like the example earlier. Okay, out becomes over. But also the word form, right? Quiet becomes quietly. Okay, relief becomes relieved. So it can be also the tense error. So the other thing that you should also be identifying when you're reading through the passage before you answer is to look for the tense of the passage and exactly what time period. Okay, and that will help. Okay, so let's look at our compre close. I know this is a section that a lot of my students definitely struggle with because you don't get any helping words, right? But that doesn't mean the passage isn't helping you, okay? Because they will never try to test you and ask you for things that aren't already hinted at in the passage. So our job, okay, as you're reading the passage, is to figure out the clues. Okay, look for the clues in the sentence that give you the hints, okay, that you need to find the word. Okay, and a lot of the time, sometimes they're looking for synonyms or antonyms of words that have already been used in the passage. Okay, so it's our job to be able to identify those things. So let's take a look. Okay, same thing as previously. I would always say when you are going to answer the questions, don't answer immediately. Read through the entire paragraph first. Okay, find the sentences before and after the sentence in question before you get the answer, because your clue will definitely be in this area typically. Okay, no, not nightmare. the thing with English, okay, like any other subject, the more you practice, the better you get at it. Okay, so let's look at it together. Okay, we'll try together. But if it makes you feel better, when I was in school, okay, in primary school, not primary school, in secondary school, yeah, this was also my personal nightmare. Because same thing, sometimes I will misidentify the clue, or I will just rush into it, and I end up getting so many careless mistakes. And after the fact, when the teacher's explaining, I'm like, oh, I knew this. And sometimes even more frustrating, right? Even when you're looking at it, you feel like you cannot identify the clues at all. So we will identify the clues together before we answer, okay? So let's take a look. Okay, human beings are social creatures. We need the companionship of blank people to thrive in life. The strength of our connections has a huge impact blank our mental health and happiness. Blank socially connected to others can ease stress, provide comfort, blank prevent loneliness. However, while many of us enjoy staying connected with others on social media, excessive use of it can blank a serious risk to our mental health. It can fuel feelings of addiction, anxiety, and fear of missing out. Okay, I don't know if I experience FOMO a lot, but I definitely have, okay, to some degree. There's sometimes things that I want to do so badly, but I just either don't have the energy for it or whatever reason, okay? So it's quite real, okay? And it can fuel the feelings of like they say, right? Anxiety, fear, addiction, okay? Wanting so badly to join in. So let's look, okay, at the blanks. So human beings are social creatures. We need the companionship of blank people to thrive in life. So we're saying they are social creatures, okay? The opposite of this will be solitary creatures, right? So if human beings require company, okay, what word can we use to describe this? Okay, we need the companionship of what people? Uncle John, let's attempt. We need the companionship of not the heartbreak sign. You can do this. Trust me, okay? We'll do this together. Come. We need the companionship. Companionship here means the community, right? We need the company of other people. Okay? Oh, see, I just accidentally gave you the answer. Of other people. Because, why? We're talking about being social suggests that it's not just one person, right? It's one person connected to many other people. Okay, and they are connected to other people and other people. Okay, so other people to thrive in life. Yes. Okay, moonlight. Okay, next one you try. Okay, the strength of our connections has a huge impact blank our mental health and happiness. So typically we would use this as a collocation, a group of words, right? They always comes together. Yes, Uncle John, you got it. Okay, has a huge impact on our mental health and happiness. Okay, blank, socially connected to others. Okay, also notice actually the clue here was already here, right? For the first blank, socially connected to others. Okay, this is why it's important to read through the whole paragraph so you can also find the answer. Okay, socially connected to others. Sorry, blank, socially connected to others can ease stress, provide comfort, blank, prevent loneliness. Being socially connected to others. Being is not entirely incorrect, actually. I will loosely accept this. But there is a more correct word. Can you think of it? Because typically we would, even if you don't look at the word socially, okay? This word plus this word is something that we usually see together. So blank, connected. What does technology help us do? It helps us to what? Connected with others. Hello, Kevin and Heisenberg. Welcome to the live. Yes, Uncle John, staying. Exactly. Okay. Also, another thing, because it's the start of a sentence, please always try to please always make sure that you're using your capitals and small letters as you see fit, because those things will also get you to lose the mark. Okay, so we don't want all these tiny errors to cause us to, like spelling errors, grammar errors, to make us lose out on this. Okay, so staying connected. Exactly. Staying connected to others can ease stress, provide comfort, blank, prevent loneliness. So how can we connect this sentence in a coherent way? Yes, and exactly. See, you already got, all of you already have 3 correct. Okay, good job. So staying connected to others can ease stress, provide comfort, and prevent loneliness. However, while many of us enjoy staying connected, see, also notice they already used this here. Okay, with others on social media, excessive use of it can blank a serious risk to our mental health. It can fuel feelings of addiction, anxiety, and fear of missing out. Lead a serious risk? Okay, let's try. Excessive use of it can lead a serious risk to our mental health. Not quite. Increase a serious risk to our mental health? Also not quite. This is actually looking for a specific word as well. Hello Wawa, welcome to our live. Okay, excessive use of it can cause a serious risk. No. The word we're looking for, add a serious risk, not quite. So they are talking about a serious risk specifically, right? So here, okay, we are actually looking for words to suggest that this is being introduced or in some way. So another word we can actually use is excessive use of it can present a serious risk. Okay, that's possible. Okay, but there's actually again a more correct answer. Okay, present is a word that we can use. Okay, present a serious risk. Okay, introduce a serious risk, maybe, but the better word here is pose. Okay, it can pose a serious risk to our mental health. Okay, so this is a good word to use as in this context where this is a concept that is being introduced if you're using too much of it. Okay. Hello, may I know how do we participate in the lucky draw? So actually, this lucky draw has already, the lucky draw happens tomorrow, but the campaign for it has already ended. So actually, the participants for the lucky draw have already been drawn, and tomorrow they will find out who the winners are. Okay? So, but in the future, they will likely have more of these events. So, stay tuned if you're following the Riders at Work TikTok as well as the Instagram. Okay, you will get information about it in the future. Yeah. Thank you for asking, though, and thank you for sticking around. Okay. Also, just a note, my name is Teacher Judith. Okay, we're going through a P6 prelim paper from 2024 from Rosyth School. So we're currently on the Compre close right now. Okay. So let's look at the next paragraph. Okay. In today's world, many of us rely on social media platforms, blank as Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, to find and connect with one another. While each media platform blank its benefits, it is important to remember that social media can blank be a replacement for face-to-face human connection. So number 56. Both of you say such. Okay, let's take a look. In today's world, many of us rely on social media platforms such as, correct, yes. Because we are using Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram as examples, right? So such as, these are actually words that come together typically, okay? So we can put that together. Okay, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram to find and connect with one another. While each media platform blank its benefits, has, good job, Wawa, has. Yes, Uncle John as well. While each media platform has its benefits, it is important to remember that social media can blank be a replacement for face-to-face human connection. Okay, so to find, okay, so let's look at your potential answers here, okay? So Wawa says potentially, Moonlight and Uncle John also say also. So it is important to remember that social media can also be a replacement for face-to-face human connection. While this is grammatically correct, it is not the word we're looking for, okay? So let's look at to the next sentence to look at context. Okay, so the next sentence talks about connecting with others in person can trigger hormones that can make you blank happier and more positive. Multiple studies have found a strong link blank heavy social media use and poor social relationships. Spending too much blank on social media can have detrimental effects on mental health. So notice that this latter half of the paragraph is actually talking about the adverse effects, right? So when we're looking at the sentence again, it says, it is important to remember that social media can blank be a replacement for face-to-face human connection. So if the paragraph is talking about the bad parts of social media, okay, so they're actually saying that, they're trying to show contrast. They're saying that it is not a replacement, okay? So they're saying that they are stressing the importance of face-to-face human connection instead. So what word can we then use? It is important to remember that social media can easily be a replacement. No, okay, that's not what we're trying to say. So because of this second half of the paragraph, we're saying that social media is not good in this way. Okay. Hello, Ernesto. Hello, Nat. However, okay, it is important to remember that social media can, however, be a replacement. Not quite. So we're actually looking for a contrast word. Okay, we are looking to, can negatively be a replacement? No. So what we're trying to say is that it cannot be a replacement. So I will say, okay, the word here is actually never. Okay, it is important to remember that social media can never be a replacement for face-to-face human connection. That's why they go on to explain the benefits of human connection versus social media. Okay, so face-to-face connection versus online. Okay, so connecting with others in person can trigger hormones that can make you blank, happier, and more positive. Makes sense so far, right? So that's why we always have to look for context clues. That's why if you cannot find the answer, just leave it blank for now. Don't give up on it. Just keep reading to see what other context clues we can find before we answer. Okay? It's important. Can make you feel. Yes, feel is the correct word. Well, become is not entirely incorrect. In this case, because we are talking about feeling specifically, okay, feel would be a more correct answer. Can make you feel happier and more positive. Okay, good job, Uncle John. Okay, multiple studies have found a strong link, blank heavy social media use and poor social relationships. So we're looking at two clues. So the link, if we're saying something, we are linking something to something, right? We're linking two things. So then how can we, yes, between. Okay, the link between heavy social media use and poor social relationships. So Uncle John, we wouldn't say to because we would say we are we will say link. We're linking heavy social media use to poor social relationships, but that's not the sentence order at the moment, right? So we'll say link between heavy social media use and, because between and are two words that always come together. We cannot use the words without each other. Okay? So spending too much blank on social media can have detrimental effects on mental health. So detrimental here means extremely bad, okay, adverse. Too much time, exactly, all of you got it right. Oh no. So too much time on social media can have detrimental effects on mental health. Good job. Okay? A study has found that just by moderating social media use to 30 minutes a day can result in a significant blank in anxiety levels and FOMO, thus blank our mental health. So now that we know that they are sort of explaining that excessive social media use is bad, right? So if they're talking about this study, okay, what are we trying to do to the anxiety levels then? So again, context clues, okay? So everybody says increase, it is not increase. So a study has found that just by moderating social media cues, moderating here means to balance, okay? So if they're saying that excessive use can be many hours, we are moderating it to 30 minutes a day means 30 minutes is the reduced amount, okay? So they're saying that if we can reduce social media use to 30 minutes a day, what it can result in is, okay, it can result in a significant blank in anxiety levels. Okay, it's actually the antonym of the word that you guys gave just now. Yes, you can say. So actually there's a few answers here. We can say drop. We can say decrease. Can result in a significant reduction. Also can, I will accept. Because we are again suggesting that by moderating it 30 minutes a day is the reduced amount already. Okay, so by lowering our reducing our use to 30 minutes a day, it can result in a significant drop in anxiety levels or decrease in anxiety levels or reduction in anxiety levels. Okay, and FOMO, thus blank our mental health. So again, this is showing contrast. So earlier, right, previous paragraph, they said increased use in social media, decreased mental health. So now we are saying decreased use in social media, increased health, right? So thus, what? What's a better word? So here we wouldn't say increase. We wouldn't say our mental health has increased, right? We would say that our mental health has improved. Yes, that's improving. Okay, that's improving our mental health. Good job, everybody. Okay, again, that's why your context clues are super important here, okay? So, thus improving our mental health. Okay, the same study concluded that just being more mindful of your social media use can have beneficial results on your mood and focus. So the concluding sentence, this last sentence, already tells us that these things that they're describing are a good thing. So that's why this all helps with. This entire sentence gives you clues for those two blanks. Okay, last paragraph. Hence, if you engage excessively with social media and blank, feeling frustrated, it may be time to reassess your online blank and find a healthier balance. So, break free from the grip of social media today and spend the day out with friends. Okay, so hence if you engage excessively with social media and blank feeling frustrated, what word can we use? Always might be a correct answer if the next word was feel instead of feeling. Okay, so hence if you engage excessively with social media and always feel frustrated, can, but not feeling, right? If you engage excessively with social media and are feeling frustrated. Hence if you engage excessively with social media. Not quite. R does maybe sound like it could work, but not entirely, because that would make more sense if you say and. So hence if you engage excessively with social media and you are feeling frustrated, can. But there's no use of the word you here, so not quite. Okay, they will be a bit informal to use in such a factual piece of writing. Okay, constantly would not be the correct word form as well. So hence if you engage excessively with social media and constantly feel frustrated, can. Not constantly feeling frustrated. Okay, that's grammatically wrong. Okay, unless you say, hence if you engage excessively with social media and you are constantly feeling frustrated, can. But without the you are, it wouldn't make sense. Okay, so hence, hello Vijay, welcome. And David, welcome as well. Okay, we're on the last paragraph of our Compre close for this paper. Jordan. So many people. Milo. Lim Patrick, welcome. Okay, so hence if you engage excessively with social media and actually the better word here will be start, okay, and start feeling frustrated, it may be time to reassess your online what? Well, you wouldn't say online usage because you don't say you use online, right? It's incorrect to describe it that way. So we are reassessing. The app crashed. One moment. Okay. It may be a time reassess your online presence and find a healthy balance. Not grammatically incorrect. Okay, it wouldn't be wrong, but in this context, that word wouldn't be necessarily right. Okay, so reassess your what? Okay, because if you think about it, right, now the use of social media, now how much we doom scroll, how much we spend on TikTok scrolling, right, is part of our routine. So it may be time to reassess your online what? Because being online has become there's a word that I'm looking for, part of our routine. Okay? So it may be a time to reassess your online, yes, good job, Wawa, habits. Maybe time to reassess your online habits and find a healthier balance. Okay? Because we're looking at the idea of healthy habits. So break free from the grip of social media today and spend the day out with your friends. Okay? I know number 64 was maybe a little bit tricky because it is really about nuance in the paragraph versus looking for, Amy Tan, welcome to our live. Okay, so break free from the grip of social media. Yeah, so hopefully none of you are, it's kind of funny that we have a paragraph on social media while you are utilizing social media to watch me at the moment. Okay? But I would say after this 1.5 hours, because we finish at 4 o'clock, okay, take a break, okay? Take a break, go look outside the trees for a little bit before you return to scrolling on TikTok, okay? But yes, so thank you for choosing to spend however much time you are spending with me here, okay, on this Thursday afternoon. It's quite nice for me to be here. Okay, we only have about 17 minutes left, so we'll try to breeze through the S&Ts in this paper as well. Okay, and it's another section that I know a lot of my students sometimes struggle with. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay. Oh, wow. 1.9k likes. Thank you so much for the likes, guys. Okay, let's look at the first question. Oh, Uncle John is way ahead of me. Thank you. Okay, Ava and her friends were not going for the learning journey. Neither blank nor blank. So Uncle John says, neither Ava nor her friends are going for the learning journey. Okay, not entirely. Your first half of the sentence is correct, the second half is not. So let's put it in, okay? So neither Ava nor her friends. Then what? Ava and her friends were not going for the learning journey. Yes. Exactly. So because... Yes, so the tense here was what was incorrect, okay? So make sure that you are using the correct tense. So neither Ava nor her friends were going for the learning journey. Okay, good job. Okay, also take note because these are 10 marks, right? Each one is 2 marks, especially in PSLE. We don't know how lenient your teachers are going to be, okay? So most of the time, typically in WOW, we don't give 1 mark, okay? There's either 0 or 2 marks. So the 10s would pretty much have gotten you a 0. So please be mindful, okay? Okay, so let's try number 67. Mrs. Tay lives with her sister. Her children are overseas. So now when we use the word whose, okay, we're talking about belonging, right? Something belongs to somebody, okay, or someone. Okay, so how can we use Mrs. Tay, whose children are overseas, is living with her sister. Mrs. Tay, whose children are overseas, lives with her sister. Yeah, okay. So actually, Wawa, you got it right. Okay, but we have to make sure our punctuation is correct. So Mrs. Tay, comma, whose children live overseas. Okay, so it's another idea, and then lives with her sister. Yes. So this is also important because you have to have both commas. Okay, one will make it incorrect as well because the sentence is not synthesized correctly. So Mrs. Tay, whose children live overseas, lives with the sister. If you remove the commas, it actually changes the meaning a little bit. So Mrs. Tay, whose children live overseas, lives with the sister can be grammatically correct because the lives could pertain to the children, right? But we're trying to say that the lives is talking about Mrs. Tay. So Mrs. Tay lives with her sister. Okay, yeah. Yes. No. Uncle John, you would be correct about that. This would be. Thank you for catching that. So, are overseas. Okay. Whose children are overseas, lives with her sister. Good job. Okay. So, yeah, again, this will get you the 2 marks. Okay, number 68. Mr. Chen asked us, are you paying attention to what I am saying? So this one is a direct to indirect speech, right? We're changing this from direct speech and we are reporting it. So direct to indirect or reported speech. So here we would use a little acronym, okay, that we use called PTPT. Right? Do y'all remember what do y'all know what PTPT stands for? Or TPTP, either one? Okay, we're looking at pronoun, tense. Yeah, I guess it could be the Apatu song, but not quite, okay? Pronoun, tense, place, and time. Okay, these are the things that we need to change because direct speech, when we change it to reported speech, we have to change the tense and everything along with it, okay? So Mr. Chen asked us, are you paying attention to what I am saying? Mr. Chen asked us, how do we start? Oh, sorry. Mr. Chen asked us if we are paying attention to what she's saying. Oh, it's Mr. Chen, so it will be he's, right? So if we were paying attention to what he was saying, actually, yeah. Should ask if we were paying attention to what he was saying. Yes, Wawa. But yeah, so Moonlight and Uncle John, I think you got it right. Okay, so Mr. Chen asked us if, okay, the if must always be there. We were paying attention to what he was saying. Oh. Okay, so the tenses have to change. So I am becomes he was, are you becomes we were. Okay, so you can always use this PTPT acronym here to help you figure out what you need to change. Okay, once you identify these things within the reported speech, so it's just what's between the two punctuation, okay, the marks. Okay, once you change those things, then you should be pretty solid. Okay, so let's try number 69. Okay. The plan was risky. The team went ahead with it. Regardless. So regardless is a common word that people use as an error though. If you write this in your own writing, regardless is not a word, okay? Regardless is the only word. So, regardless of the risky plan, the team went ahead with it. Not quite. Okay, we are if you use that, you're introducing a new word, okay, plan. But the word plan was not, actually, that's not incorrect. It's a risky plan, but you could say risky plan, but there's actually a better way to say this. you wouldn't be incorrect, but there's a better way. Okay, so risky is a descriptive word here, right? So how can we find the base form of the word? Yeah, so actually risk is the correct one. Oh no, it keeps crashing. Okay, regardless of the risk, the team went ahead with the plan. Okay? Regardless of the risky plan. Okay? Not quite risky plan. We will have to separate the words because the thing that we are concerned about is the risk, right? Of the plan. So regardless of the risk, the team went ahead with the plan, or regardless of being risky, of the plan being risky, the team went ahead with it. Regardless of being risky, the team went ahead with the plan. Yeah. Okay. Being risky would not be wrong. Yeah, it would. But it can be sometimes a bit tricky because the sentence can grammatically sound a bit off. So the best way is to just distill it down to the base form of the word that we are trying to transform. Okay, regardless of the risk. Okay, but yeah, good job, guys. Okay, I appreciate your participation today. Okay, I'm not talking to myself this time. It's quite nice. I appreciate you spending your Thursday afternoon with me. Okay, practicing your English. Okay, last one, number 70. My little brother fell from the stool as it was unstable. Blank due to blank. So how do we change this? Okay, when we're looking at questions like this, we always have to identify the order of events, right? So what comes first, what comes next? Okay, the cause and effect. Okay, it was unstable is the cause, right? Then the effect is that little brother fell from the stool. Okay, so due to blank, so the second part must be the cause. So your effect will come first. So due to the stool being unstable, the little brother fell from the... Okay, there's actually a few ways you can do this here, but I'll give you the model answer first, okay? So my little brother fell from the stool due to... due to the fact that it was unstable. Now, again, I know I've mentioned before that introducing new words is not always the best thing to do. But in this case, because this is typically something that is said, right? It is actually a collocation. Due to the fact that. Okay, so I was late today due to the fact that something happened. Okay, so typically it is a expression that is used quite regularly. So this is just a practice for that. So this would be a good way to answer it. But some of your answers are not wrong. So let's look, okay? My little brother fell due to the stool being unstable. Okay, can. My little brother fell from the stool due to its instability is a very good one. Yes, Uncle John. Okay, again talking about the root form of the word as well as the having the full word, right? Instability. Very good job. Okay, But again, these are also extra elements, so you have to make sure that the spelling is correct, and yours was correct, so you would get the full mark. Okay, so my little brother fell from the stool due to its instability. Very good. Okay, not bad, everybody. Okay, your S&Ts are pretty strong, I will say that. Okay, are you all sitting for PSLE this year? Or have you passed PSLE by any chance? Okay, we have only 3 minutes left, so yeah. Oh, we managed to reach 2.5k likes before the end of live. Thank you so much, okay, for giving us your likes and for spending your Thursday afternoon with me. Okay, again, my name is Teacher Judith. Okay, I am a teacher here at Writers at Work. So I will be here pretty much every other Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, if I'm not going through paper 2s, past year paper 2s with you, I also do the book reads. Okay, at this month we're reading Harry Potter. So I think it will be paused for next week, but the week after that we should be back. Okay, so if you like to read, if you are thinking about picking up Harry Potter but you never have before, feel free to join my live streams. Okay, you can read it along with me. Okay, or we'll also have other teachers doing other books as well as other paper 2s. So there is another live after this from 4 p.m. until 5:30, I believe. Yeah, so another teacher will be going through another prelim paper or a past year paper. Okay, so we will continue the rest of this paper next time. So we just have the compre open-ended left because we did not go through the passage. Okay, but I will go through the passage with you and go through some skills on how we can tackle it. Okay, some really useful tips and tricks on how to do so, because I know compre open-ended is also another portion that can be quite tricky for some of you. Okay, but the fact that you did well with your compre close as well your S&Ts today is already a good sign. Okay, if your S&Ts are correct when you're answering your compre open-ended questions, it helps a lot, trust me. Okay. Thank you for joining, Wawa and Uncle John. Yes, Saranghe also. Okay. Yes, next we have Teacher Rin and Teacher Yahweh joining us in a little bit. So for now, I will say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Have a good afternoon. Please take a break. Go outside. Look at some green first, okay? Before you do anything. Have a snack. Before we start, you work some more. Okay? Bye-bye.